I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, Depp vs. Heard, things like that, and one thing I do here is I follow the media and figure out who's on Johnny's side, who's on Amber's side, and where the tides are really at. So, the thing is, the Daily Mail has traditionally played the fence, but now it seems I'm seeing some positive things about Johnny that I can't deny. So I could really no longer confidently say that all the media is on Amber's side, at least not right now, at this current time. I mean, a lot of it is, most of it was, but it does seem like I'm seeing more and more positive things about Johnny pop up here and there, and negative things or not so positive things about Amber. This is called Johnny Depp is in great spirits as he takes selfies with fans outside his second show in New York during US tour with friend Jeff Beck from October 9th, and it's pretty new. So, here we go. And it's worth noting, they've got 10 pictures here, just, regular shots of Johnny smiling, no grinning faces or sad faces or anything like that, and it's got 21,000 shares, which is quite a bit for the time frame that it's been published at. And it begins. Johnny Depp happily posed for selfies with fans who waited outside the New York venue ahead of his gig in the city on Saturday night. The Pirates of the Caribbean actor, 59, is on tour with a rocker friend Jeff Beck, and the pair were met with a great reception outside the Capitol Theater in New York City. Sounds good to me. Not gonna lie, New York's a pretty big hot spot in the world. Pretty famous place there. So it's good to see Johnny's getting the treatment in New York that he deserves. And I'm from there, by the way, and I could say, when I lived there, I watched Johnny movies. I was a fan. General level, not a diehard, but yeah, always liked Depp. And they give some details about what he's wearing. Looks like a lot of blue there. They mention his glasses. Alright, nothing extremely interesting for someone like me. And they go on and on about what he's wearing, his layers of t-shirts, but I'll leave that where it is. Whoever's interested, I guess, could just see for themselves. And it continues with this. Later in the evening, Depp smiled as he jammed with Beck, who has been induced twice in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Over his storied career, Beck has won 8 Grammy Awards, been nominated for the top 100 guitarists of all time by Rolling Stone, and played an expansive list of hits across many different genres. They go on to say, Beck is now 78. I'm pretty surprised. Some of these guys still kicking butt in like their late 70s, even 80s, like Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney, still playing. Kinda cool. So, Johnny at 59 is pretty young for a rocker these days, I guess. They go on to say that Depp and Beck met in 2016 and started recording in 2019. My memory doesn't serve me perfectly here, but I'm pretty sure the John Lennon cover stuff started in about late 2020, 2021, something like that. And that stuff was pretty good. And they go on to say, after his battle with his ex-wife Amber Heard, Johnny continued to go on tour, make music, and like I said, feels like a pretty positive report all round on Johnny's side here. Nothing negative. They don't say anything like Eve and Michelle Dauber say, like, he doesn't look so good anymore. He doesn't sound so good anymore. Well, for 59, let's put it in context. For his age, seems like he's doing just fine. And his album 18 was a pretty big hit, and if I'm not mistaken, sold multi-millions. That's a fact that I guess Johnny's opponents have to live with. And they show this picture with maybe 8 or 9 others, looking pretty good to me. And at the end, they mention what we've been talking about Amber on this channel. I'm sure you guys heard on other channels, other places, how she's in Spain, and they say she's basically living in the mansion that belonged to a criminal. Somebody who was sentenced to 14 years in prison for corruption in 2013. And that's where Amber's living. Hey, I can't judge. I don't know. Maybe she had no idea whose house it was. But it seems like a little coincidence from up above, if I had to guess. They say it was built in 2020, and it's on a Spanish island. They do, however, mention a couple of positive things that her neighbors say. However, it seems like cut and paste from some other articles and things like that. But there's nothing overly positive about her. Mostly positive on Johnny's side, and it seems standard that they have to mention Johnny if it's an Amber article, what he's up to, if it's a Johnny article, mention Amber, what she's up to. I don't think it was, fit in there with any bad intentions or anything like that. And also, a lot of these articles these days are pretty short, so they fill it up with that stuff. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you saw Johnny in New York, let me know. And if you don't subscribe here, I'll be pretty sad about it, but I'll get over it. Make a new video, something like that. Done here for now. See you next time.